Hello everyone, welcome to my podcast. So I want to ask you something. Do you have a kind of a value system that always is there at the back of your mind like a gnawing presence? Like for me, the first time I wanted to lie about my age, there was that tiny voice behind me that kept saying, it's not good to lie. So, what are these values that we hold on to? They are that beacon, that ray of light. Values are nothing but a guiding belief or attitude which runs my life for me. So, they actually are that anchoring point that help you understand what is it that you stand for in life, and often they also give you an idea about what is it that you are for or against. I'll give you an example. You may hear a news report on how a lady in the back of Beyond in Haryana was lynched because she wanted to marry a boy of another caste. Now, think about it. If this made your skin crawl or your blood boil, what is it that was getting affected? Your basic value system, which makes you believe that human beings are free, that people of both genders can make choices that impact them. These are some of the values that make us understand what is it that we stand for. Values help us understand why is it that some things feel right to us and some things feel wrong. So values are of different kinds. There are some values which are universal values. Like when we talk about peace, harmony, then we are talking about universal values. We have national and international bodies which safeguard basic peace, humanity for all of us, right? Then we have very commonplace values that we celebrate, like punctuality, hard work. So those are values that some of us take for granted. You need to be punctual when you go for a meeting. You need to work hard to get results. Some of us follow that ethos. There are some amongst us who feel it's okay. It's not about working hard, but working smart. So someone whose value system is, you need to work hard to get results. If that person is given this quote, it's not going to sit very well, that you can work smart, you need not work hard. And what shapes our values? It's actually the experiences that we go through. And an often neglected facet of values is the core beliefs that we grow up with. Basically, when we are growing up, what were the rules that we saw? What was the attitude of society that we inhabited at that time? Did we take to it like a fish to water, or were we resistant to the values that were practiced at that time? So basically, when we are to get in touch with our values, we need to understand these simple things about ourselves. Let's see if we can decode our values together. Think of two people that you admire. What are their characteristics? Thought? So these are actually your grounding values. Next, think of 3 objects that you would save if tomorrow your home was on fire. Yes. Third question that I want to ask you is one thing that you can change in your community. The fourth one, what do you want to change in the world in general? And the last one, what drives your passion while talking? Now take some time, spend some time answering each question. So if you actually reflected on these things, you would be able to identify your values. You would be able to understand what are your family values that you grew up hearing at home. You would also understand your work values, that what is it that you want in a job, what gives you job satisfaction, and also the character values that you want to inculcate within yourself. So, once we do identify values that are meaningful to us, we can take steps to implement them. So, when we actually follow our values, the biggest reward that we get is a solid sense of self-belief. If I can think it, I can do it. So, I encourage each one of you listening to me today to take a pause and think about your own personal values.